Hello, this is Chris from My Stamp Lady, and I'm here with this card. It's made with a stamp set called Better With You. So this is going to be a basic card. I've been a stamper for over 20 years. I've been with Stampin' Up! For 20 years. This card brings me back to some of the basic things that got me really excited about card making all those years ago and why I still do it today. So I'm going to show you how I made this card. So I've used a stamp set called Better With You, and this is a red rubber clear mount stamp set. And what that means is when you get the stamp set, it comes in a box like this with the images, and then you place your images on an acrylic block. You put them right down onto an acrylic block, and then you use that block to hold your stamps, and when you're done you put it back, and then you can switch out your stamp for a different stamp. So these are the clear mount Better With You stamp, and I chose this stamp today because it's kind of a general all-purpose stamp. Now I am also going to be using the watercolor pencils, and I'm going to show you a couple of things about those and how I colored in with the watercolor pencils. I'm going to be using the Tuxedo Black Memento ink, which is a nice basic ink. I'm also using one of our ink pads, Calypso Coral. A really unique thing about Stampin' Up! Is that Stampin' Up! Designs their products so that they work well together. So I have Calypso Coral ink, I have Calypso Coral paper. So they do coordinate well. Then I decided that I did want to pull in one additional stamp set, and this is one of our photopolymer stamp sets, which is a clear, little different type of stamp, and you can see through it. But it also sticks to acrylic blocks, just like the red rubber. I wanted this saying, hope your day is as amazing as you, so I pulled in this set. So all of these products are found through Stampin' Up's store, or most of them are in their catalog. In fact, all of these products that I'm using today are in, nope, I'm sorry, The Incredible Like You is in the Special Occasions catalog that's available right now. So if you want to request one of these, you are welcome to go to my website and request a catalog, mystamplady.com. And otherwise, I have pictures of all the products I've used below and in the description, and you can click on those, the names of them, or if you're on my website, the picture, and find them in my online store. So I have got the Calypso Coral, I've got some Whisper White and basic black cardstock here. This is a half a sheet of 8.5 by 11. So it's 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4, and this is my card base. And then I've cut my Whisper White to 3 3/8 by 4 5/8, and my basic black is just going to be a matte for that, and I've cut that to 3.5 by 4 3/4. So it is just a slight bit larger to be a matte for that. I'm going to start out with my white piece, and let's take that bird. Since that's my focal image there, I am going to ink that up and get that bird stamped. We do sell an additional or a different ink pad that's called the Stays On ink pad, which is a more permanent ink. But I have found that I've had pretty good luck with the Memento pad, and if you're just starting out, you might want to try one pad, and I would suggest this pad, the Memento Black ink, and I have the link below. It's a very, very nice ink pad, and it gets a really nice black color. And then I'm going to stamp the sentiment, and let's just then doing that also in black. And we'll just go down and up, and you can see here how with the photopolymer I can see right where I'm stamping, which is a benefit to those photopolymer inks, I mean pads, stamps, sorry, got the wrong word there. Okay, so now I'm inking up this background image. It's kind of a, I don't know what you call it, maybe a diamond image, and I'm just adding some interest. Let's see. We'll use it this way. Yeah, this will be a better way. Stamp that there, and I'm hanging off. I'm going off onto my scrap paper there so that you can see, so that it doesn't just abruptly stop at the end or edge of the cardstock. And now what I've done is I've used that ink pad to kind of create a diagonal across my card. Okay, so this will dry, this ink dries very quickly. And then I'm going to take my colored pencils. Now you could use any type of pencil, watercolor crayon, lots of different options. These do work with water. Water will activate them. So I'm just going to actually color in around the edge here. And then I'm going to drag the color. So you can see that I've added color around the edge there. You could use a wet paintbrush to activate that color. You could also use a different product that we have called an aqua painter, but I'm going to use a blender pen. So all three of these work just well for this. The blender pen will give me a little more control, and you can see how I'm pulling that color and I'm spreading it. So I'm going to get rid of those stroke lines, and I'm also going to smooth out that color so that it looks more like it was painted in. When I go to my next color with the blender pen, I can just wipe it off like that and then go on to the next color. So then I'll take, this is the Daffodil Delight pencil. I'm going to do the same thing and color all the areas that I want to color Daffodil Delight. And you could just color, if you want a colored pencil look, just color it in with the colored pencil and get that. I did want the watercolor look for this, so that is why I have taken my blender pen and just spread that color out. And I'm leaving that center a little bit lighter, and I can also go back and add more color, more pencil if I want. Okay, so now I want the beak. I don't want the beak quite as bright yellow as the bird, so I put a little bit of, laid down a little bit of gray. I'm going to put a little bit of the yellow over it, and then I'm just going to blend those two colors together. I think I wanted a little bit more gray, so we'll add in that. So just some basic coloring here. I'm going to go ahead and finish up some brown for my branch and go ahead and finish up my bird, and then I'll be back. Okay, so I've finished coloring up, and then I wanted to show you one additional way to use this watercolor pencil. I want to add a little more blue there. So another way you can do that is you can actually take your blender pen, your aqua painter, and just pick up a little color from the tip of your pencil and then go in and add some more. So then it turns your blender pen in kind of into like a paintbrush, where you can grab a little more of that color and go in and add it. Okay, so those, and then I'm brushing this off. You can also take the ink pad. So I have this Calypso Coral ink pad because I'm going to show you a little technique with that with the background, but I've pressed it into the lid, and I'm going to take my aqua painter, making sure I've got that blue ink or blue pencil off of there. I'm going to pull a little bit of that in, and I'm just, so that this will coordinate with my background, I'm going to grab a little bit of that ink from that lid and color my shapes here, my background shapes. So I'm going to go ahead and finish doing that, and then I'll be back. Okay, so I've colored in all of my card front there. Got all those colors colored in. Let me move my pencils out of the way. And now I'm grabbing that background in. I have washed off my stamp, so it's now clean. And with the Calypso Coral, I'm going to ink that up. And I am going to stamp that same diagonal across this card front. Rotated that around so that my diamonds would be a little bit lined up, a little bit different, and get a couple more in there. So I've done that color just across the front. I have our snail adhesive, and we are just going to place some adhesive down. One thing about the snail is that I find I like to really rub that in well. So I'm going to just center this onto the basic black cardstock mat. And once I've done that, okay, and I like to tip it over and rub it just so I don't accidentally get any ink or get anything onto that card front. Okay, so look at how now that black really brings out that image a lot better. I've added some onto the back of my black mat, and we'll just put this right down in the card front, and I have a quick and simple Amazing Day card to send off to somebody. And again, I'm going to do the same thing, tip it over, and just rub that in place there. A simple watercolor pencil image that I've colored to send off to somebody. If you have any questions about rubber stamping, any of the products I've used, please be sure to contact me, Chris at mystamplady.com. You can find all the supplies listed below, and if you click on one of those images or names of a product, it will bring you to my online store, shopwithmystamplady.com, where you can purchase the products to make these cards. I would love a comment below about what you'd like to see about rubber stamping or if you've ever given this a try. Thanks for watching.